What's up everyone? Good morning and welcome back to another YouTube video. If you're new here, my name is Nate and I like making videos about my cars. And if you read the thumbnail, you know what is going on in today's video. We are going to pick up a Gen 3 Raptor. But first we have to take my Bronco to Lux Automotive. They're gonna do a checkup on the Stealth PPF film that they installed a couple of weeks ago, just to make sure that all of the edges are still holding together fine and see if there's any spots that they need to fix. So we're gonna take the Bronco up to Lux and then we're gonna go pick up the Gen 3 Raptor. And I also have a few new upgrades to the Bronco. I have not posted that video yet, but I'll give you a quick sneak peek. That's all you get. That video will be going live soon and it will show, sorry, I stepped out of good lighting. That video will be going up soon and it will show a few more upgrades that we did to the Bronco that I'm really excited about. Also, the car situation in my garage is a mess. I currently have the Bronco and the R8 here on the side. We've got the Raptor here and my wife's Tesla over here. I'm currently shopping for a lift. Now I'm showing you way too much of what we did on the Bronco. I'm currently shopping for a lift to go over here so that I can park the R8 above the Bronco. Hoping to have that figured out in the next maybe month or two. So it's just hard to find a lift in stock right now and I gotta find someone who can come install it for me. So that situation should be resolved soon, but until then we gotta do a car shuffle with both of these cars in order to get the Bronco out of the garage. The trick to getting the Bronco out is to do a 2-point turn in the garage and not back into the R8. You gotta be very careful. Don't back up too far. Luckily it's a two-door, so it's very small and nimble and has a really good turning radius. So. All right, we got the Bronco dropped off at Lux. Now we're headed over to Salty Gears. Got to pay for my tires from the Bronco because I didn't pay for them when I picked them up. And then we have to get the Uber and head to pick up the Gen 3 Raptor.
Hey, good.
Hello, how are you?
Good. Man, that's a souped up Jeep. God damn.
Yeah, they got a lot of sweet cars here.
Like a red one there too.
That orange one's for sale.
This one?
Yeah.
Orange red. I like the yellow one though. The yellow one looks more.
Yeah, the yellow one's really cool. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I appreciate the ride.
Welcome, Nathan. Take care.
Okay, have a great day.
Yeah.
Just took the Uber. We're here to pick up the Gen 3. If you recognize that truck back there, then you might know where we're at. So let's see if he's here.
A few moments later.
The man himself.
Yeah.
How you doing?
In my flip-flops.
In your flip-flops. No socks this time though.
Yeah, no socks.
There's something that looks different about you since last time. There's like a light about you.
Well, yeah, I'm about to serve 50 years to life.
I hear you got engaged.
Yeah. Congrats. Thank you.
That's exciting. I'm here picking up the Gen 3. No, I did not buy a new Raptor. This is Ben Hardy. Everyone knows who he is. And he is nice enough to let me borrow his Gen 3 for the day. So
Actually for the weekend.
Oh, for the weekend.
Yeah,
I didn't know it was for the weekend.
Change plans.
Change of plans. So he says he doesn't like it. I don't know why. We're gonna figure that out. No, just kidding. Ben loves it. He's actually done a ton of videos on the Gen 3 Raptor. A lot more. He's covered a lot more in depth than I will be able to in this short amount of time. So go to his channel. He's got a lot more subscribers, a lot better videos, and he talks a lot about the Gen 3. So I know a lot of you are here to see how the Gen 3 compares to the Gen 2. And if you really want to go in depth in those videos, go check out Ben's channel and check out his videos on the Raptor.
Stuff going.
Thank you, Ben.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Have fun with it for the weekend.
Anything off limits?
I saw some comments about some Dukes of Hazzard stuff. I'm not so sure about that yet. We'll get there eventually, but it's still a new truck.
We'll bring her back in one piece. Here's my ride for the weekend, my new 2021 Gen 3 Raptor, and of course when I say mine, it belongs to Ben.
For now, until he tries
Ben.
to buy it off of me.
He's worried once I drive this that I'm gonna want it. So we'll see. This has the 37 package. So we're gonna hop in, we're gonna drive it home. We're gonna see how we like it. I'm gonna put a GoPro on my head so that I can give you a full point of view drive, show the interior and kind of share my thoughts on the truck. To start, we're gonna do a cold start and see what the exhaust sounds like. So if you know about this truck, they did a trombone system on the exhaust so that it kind of evens out the sound a little bit more. It does sound a little bit different than the Gen 2, but we're gonna do some comparison videos. That'll probably be another video. But for now, we're gonna get the GoPro set up, hop in the car and drive it home and see what we think. This interior is pretty cool. So this is the 2021 with the 37 package, so you had to get the blue interior with the Recaro race seats. And honestly, I thought I was gonna hate the blue, but looking at it initially, it's pretty cool. I kind of like it. So let's get the camera set up and let's go for a drive. All right, so Ben just threw me the keys. He said, go hop in the truck and figure everything out on your own. So this is my first time in a Gen 3 Raptor. Obviously I've had my Gen 2 Raptor for 3.5 years now. I love that truck and considering upgrading to a Gen 3. So Ben was nice enough to lend this to me for the weekend to get my thoughts on it. Initial thought, I love the screen. So this is the same size screen that I have in the Bronco, which I love. The screen is massive. The display up here is really nice, and I don't know yet how to adjust everything. But he said you can change like the steering modes, the suspension modes, the exhaust modes. We're obviously going to put it in sport exhaust because louder is always better. You can change the steering modes to comfort, sport, and then it looks like Baja for when you're in Baja mode. We're going to put it in comfort for now. And then the suspension, you can put in sport mode, off-road mode, or normal. So we're going to keep it normal. And we're gonna set off and I'll just kind of talk about it and share my thoughts as we're driving. But so far these Recaro seats are pretty comfortable. I will say they feel a little bit more stiff than the seats in my Gen 2, but not necessarily a bad thing. Anyway. So we're in normal driving mode. We've got the suspension set on normal and we've got the exhaust set on sport. I'm gonna turn my seat heater off because it's so hot. It sounds really good. From inside the cabin, you can't hear the exhaust too much, but from what I can hear, it sounds very clean. It's still a V6, so it's not gonna sound like a V8 engine, obviously, and that's the biggest complaint people have with these trucks. But the performance with the V6 EcoBoost is hands down better than the performance of the V8 engine in every way possible. So if you can get over the sound, the performance of the V6 is incredible. The power, the torque, everything about it is enough power for what you need if you off-road these trucks and if you just daily drive them. Initial thoughts already, the rear end it feels very planted. It's got the new 5-link rear suspension, so there's no longer leaf springs in the rear, which makes a big difference for going over potholes and bumps, and I really like it so far. The exhaust almost sounds like a Nissan GTR, where it's got kind of like that loud, almost like a pingy noise. This is so comfy. In my truck, I've got the Fox 3.0 Race Series shocks on the front and the rear, and I've got Icon's option 1 leaf springs, which helped a lot with the wheel hop or with the back end hopping around. But this truck, already I can tell it is so smooth. It's a very good feel for on-road driving, and already I would say I like this better than my truck from an on-road comfort standpoint. So kudos to you, Ford, for fixing that issue. This is a very comfortable setup driving. You've got a lot of the same safety features as my truck. You have lane keeping assist, you've got adaptive cruise control, you've got blind spot sensors. So this is, I'll have to double check on the window sticker, but I'm pretty sure Ben spec'd this out to have just about everything, every option that you can is on this truck. We got our first freeway on-ramp, so we're gonna get a little acceleration test right here and see how it does. I wish you could drive this truck. I cannot tell you how smooth it is. It's like, this is a totally different truck than the Gen 2. And I probably look like a doofus driving around with this camera taped to my forehead, but I really like the gauges up here. You got your RPMs on the left, your speedometer on the right. It's pretty cool how it shows your speed limit on the speedometer itself so that you know what the current speed limit is. Looks like he's averaging about 13.8 miles per gallon, which is about the same that I'm getting in my truck. So he's got the 37 package here, my truck is tuned, and I've got 35s, and I'm getting a little bit less than that. Okay, so we're here on the freeway, and I've been messing around with the cruise control a little bit, and I really like how it's all set up. You've got your on-off button here for the cruise control, and then I don't know if you can see on the camera at the angle I'm at, but it shows your cruise control here. You can set the speed. Because it's got the adaptive cruise, it'll keep you at a certain distance from the car in front of you. So you set the speed here, you can set the distance that you follow here. So this is really long, all the way down to right up close to the car. And then it's got lane keeping assist, which I haven't tested yet, so we'll test it here. In my truck, and it seems to be the same here, it's definitely not like a Tesla where it's self-driving. It sort of just ping-pongs you back and forth to keep you in the lines. This one seems to do it a little bit better. So I've got adaptive cruise on, keeping it away from the car in front of me, and I've got lane keeping on, which is now telling me to put my hands on the steering wheel. But still just kind of ping-pongs me back and forth between the lanes. So I would say that's more of a safety feature to use if you're on a long road trip and maybe you're worried about veering off the lanes. It's definitely a cool safety feature, but I wouldn't say it's like self-driving by any means. So similar to in the Gen 2, it kind of just ping-pongs you around, and then if you're not paying attention or it's moving you too much, it prompts you to put your hands on the steering wheel to make sure that you're driving safely. It gets up and goes. That sounds pretty good. We are back home. We got the Gen 3 next to my Gen 2 Raptor. I just spent about an hour in the truck driving. I'm gonna turn this around so you can see what they look like next to each other. I just drove the truck for about an hour, got really familiar with the interior, a lot of the features, still a lot of stuff to learn, but I'm gonna try and get this video posted now. I'm gonna have this truck for a few days. Thanks again to Ben. And I'm gonna try and get this video posted now so that you guys can comment down below. First of all, let me know if you would pick the Gen 2 or the Gen 3. And then if you could also comment, let me know if there's anything that you want to see with this truck over the next few days. I'm gonna be filming some more comparison videos, so be sure to subscribe and watch for those videos coming soon. We're gonna do a full exterior walk around comparison. We're gonna do an interior comparison between the two. We're going to race them and see which one is faster, and we're going to do some sound comparisons with the exhaust. So again, I know I've mentioned it before, huge shout out to Ben. Go subscribe to his channel. Thank you, Ben, for letting me have your truck for a few days, and subscribe so that you can watch the next few videos that we'll be posting about the Gen 3 Raptor. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.